All right, everyone, welcome to the webinar. This is Jonathan with Probate Data. We're going to go over the Power Gen for today. And here we go. So the first thing you want to notice is if you want to watch any of the past webinars, you can always go to our YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/probate data. You can see that right up here. So youtube.com/probate data. Another way you can get our past webinars is if you log in. And the way you log in is you go to probatedata.com. Looks like I'm already logged in. Let me just get out of this. There we go. Okay. I thought it looked a little weird. All right. So if you forgot your username or password, you just click forgot username or forgot password and type in here username. I happen to know mine. And password. A little housekeeping before we keep going. There's over here on the right-hand side, there is like a Q&A box where you can type in questions, and then from there, I'll answer them as we go along. And I see we have close to a full house today, which is good. It's exciting. And then also welcome to all the new people on Probate Data. So the first thing you'll notice when you log in is upcoming Probate Data webinars. So you can register here for any of those. And also here's basically a disclaimer that talks about what affects our data intake and when you can expect what. Okay, so in the members area, you can go into resource library, which is right here. And once you're in the resource library, you can scroll down a little bit and you'll see training videos. And basically the same videos that are on YouTube are going to be in here as well. And you can just press play and then watch them. And then here's all the past webinars as well. I might do a little house cleaning this week or next week and take some of them out that are redundant. And you can watch them from here and kind of get a recap. So today's webinar is also going to be recorded, and I'll put it up in here as well. Our support section basically tells you our phone number, what our office hours are, and also our response time. Since we're a company run by humans, then our response time is humanly possible, right? So we are we'll respond by email fairly quickly to support the probate data. Any emails that come in after 5 o'clock on Fridays will be answered first thing Monday morning. Anything after 5 o'clock during the work week, will be answered the next work day around 9 o'clock. All right, let's go into doing a new search. First, I'm going to do a basic search. The first thing you'll notice here is the map of the United States, and you just click on a state that you want to search in. I'm just going to go with California, because looking by the attendee list, I think most of you are California. If there's anyone else from any other state you'd like me to search is there, just put it in the Q&A box, and I'll be happy to do a search. Okay, so now we are in the search criteria area. Now it's always going to be probate. The date filed is where you select your date range. You want to go back about 90 days. So let's go back to the 28th of December 2012. And we've got, today is the 28th of March. Where is it? March, there we go, 2013. And generally speaking, if you're a real estate agent and you're doing searches, then you want to leave this open because you'll list anything, right? Even if it's a court confirmation, then that's fine because there's a chance there that you're going to get overbid and you get more commission. So I would just leave this blank. This little thing here, likely contain real estate, you can select yes. If you want to get more detailed encumbrances or not, so if you select no, you're basically saying you want no encumbrances you want no cases where there's encumbrances. But for right now, we'll just leave it blank. And then we scroll down, and we're going to leave this blank as well. And now we come down to the courthouse. Since we're doing California, I have several options. I have Northern California, Southern California, LA County only, and I also have all the other counties as well. So the reason we do that, LA County is huge. By June of this year, a lot of these courthouses will be consolidated into downtown LA only. So you'll see these names kind of shrinking away throughout the year, and we'll just adjust this accordingly. All right, so let's go ahead and select a couple here. Let's do downtown LA, Long Beach, Norwalk. If you have any particular courthouses you'd like me to do, just let me know, and I'll include those. And let's do a couple Orange County as well. And let's do Van Nuys. Okay, I see Van Nuys. I see Orange County. All right, let me do Santa Monica for Beverly Hills properties as well. And I hit search. And notice that the search result comes up here in a separate tab. The benefit of that is you can always go back to the previous tab and change any of your criteria and do a brand new search without having to enter everything in again. So that's really beneficial. So here you'll see there's 380 cases, right? 380 cases. You probably don't want to download all of them. So what you want to do is start sorting by criteria, what's important to you. And all of these contain real estate. So I can sort this by courthouse, I can sort it by date filed, or by the zip code of the decedents. Okay. Now, one thing I want to point out here is it shows 25 entries per page. I can show up to 100 per page. But notice we've got 380 cases. So if I wanted to download all 380 cases, I can only download what I see. What I'm seeing right now is 100 entries. So I click on export, all of them, so the little checkbox here, and then I click on Excel to export to Excel, and that will export all 100. And let me just do that once so you can see what it looks like. And once you hit export to either Excel or PDF, that goes towards your monthly download limit. We did have a question earlier if we can search cases based on improper. I think we can. I just had an idea about that, so I'm going to show you that next. All right. So now I open up the spreadsheet. And this is what the spreadsheet looks like. Bunch of data. Now the benefit of using it this way is obviously I can massage the data however I want. And I can merge this with my mail merge program. I can import it into Outlook. I can use Top Producer, Act, whatever you use to manage your leads, you can do that here because here you have all the information. Everything you need to know is in the spreadsheet. Another way you can download this information is by exporting to PDF. So let's do that. So I recommend you do on a weekly basis, you do roughly 20, you work with roughly 20 leads, right? So to download, I would download maybe 30 or 40 a week and start working with those. But also keep in mind, as you're going through these, every week you have to follow up from the previous files that you did the week before, 2 weeks before. So the success in probate real estate is really all in the follow-up. All right, so here's the PDF. Here's what that looks like. I'm going to open it up. So here you have one per page. Thanks to great feedback from one of our students, we've decided to do everything on one page here. So now you got the case number here, the address, the property details, the attorney information, the petitioner information over here, an attorney. And then below the line, you've got, here, you've got basically all the beneficiary information. And we go up to 12 beneficiaries. All right, so that's what it looks like in a PDF. So if I wanted to download all 380 of them, what I would do is unselect, go to page 2. You see page 2 here, right here. And then you've got page 2, and you select all of them again, and you hit Excel or PDF, whatever you want to choose. So now we did 200 of them, and you notice there's still more pages. So then I go to page 3, I select all of them, download again, and go to page 4 for the last batch. Remember, I'm showing 100 entries per page, and then I download them. So that's how you download. Now let's go back and refine the search a little bit. Let's go back and say, you know what, I only want full authority with no bond, and I want no encumbrances. So now I'm looking for free and clear properties with no bonds, so meaning and full authority, meaning there's going to be no court confirmation. This is a great search for those of you that are investors and just want to make offers and close deals fast. I hit search, and it opens up a new tab. So now it came back with 126 cases. So now I've filtered out, and you can see here I have full authority type. Let me just highlight this right here. So here you can see on the top, these are the criteria I put in. It's going to show up here: encumbrances, bond, authority type, right? All of this. Then we've got, let me just remove that. Okay, so here again I can export however I see fit. I can go back and refine the search even more. I can say, you know what, I don't want anything in LA County, I just want Orange County. So now I'm going to do another search for just Orange County. And again, here I got fewer cases. So now I can really fine-tune and excuse me, I'm still getting over my cough. I can really fine-tune and get a little bit more detailed. Okay, let's see if there's any questions. All right, so 2 questions, both from Neil. Let's see. How critical is knowing the status of the case from your experience? Status meaning the authority type? I'm guessing that's what it is. I don't think it's that critical from a listing perspective. You know, you're going to list it either way. So I would just download everything. Do you suggest we check if the property is in the MLS before contacting them? Yes, that's always a good idea, especially if the case is more than 3 months old. You want 2 to 3 months old. You want to check on the MLS to see if the property's been listed. Good questions, Neil. I can always count on you for good questions. All right, so I'm going to delete these search results here, and I'm going to go back to trying something new that I haven't done before. So let's see what happens. I got a question earlier. How do we find cases where it's improper, meaning there's no attorney? So meaning the PR is fighting on their own. So we just started adding last week. We added the lawyer's name, as you can tell here. So if the lawyer's name is going to be the same as the PR, usually what they do is they don't fill in all the rest. They just an improper. So let's just try that. I'm going to just put in PRO in here. And I'm going to use the same date range. I'm going to leave all of this. Yes, I want with properties. I'm going to leave this blank here because I don't want to be too limiting in my search. And I'm curious to see what happens. Let's see. Okay, so we got 32 cases. All right, and let's look at those 32 cases. Let's try to search by lawyer's name. So here you see proper. So these cases right here, they're all proper. Some of them are not going to be proper because there's just a PRO in their name. So Ross, for example, down here, Ross C. Province, you see the PRO right there. So that still came up. But what you could do is search for just proper. So let's try that. Copy. And let's go back here and change the search criteria. Proper. All right. So what I did was I went back and I changed my search criteria to see, I just want to see pro per. So now I got 27 cases, okay, and a lot of them are pro per, pro per. This is a great, great search here. I was curious to see what came up for. Oh, here's the problem though. It searched all the courthouses. So now let's get more specific. Let's say I want to do just in all of LA County. Because you see the search results that I got was pretty much everything in Northern and Southern California. So if I'm in Northern California, obviously I don't want Southern California files and vice versa. So let's just say I want Southern California files. And I'd search. And nothing came up. All right, so that tells me in that date range, there's not a lot of, there's no pro per basically. Let me try again without the per. Okay, so nothing. So this is good. We're learning, right? We delete, take this out. Actually, we'll leave this in. We'll keep looking. Orange County, Riverside, San Bernardino. For some reason, a lot of times in Riverside, San Bernardino, and San Diego, there's a lot of pro per there. Okay, looks like we got some results here. 24 cases. Yep. Look at that, guys. San Diego, Riverside, San Bernardino, all pro per. And here's San Diego as well. And San Diego. So that's how you find in pro per. All right. I'm going to stop real quick and see if there's any questions before I jump to another search. Any questions, guys? Go ahead and type them in. There's too many people on the webinar. Otherwise, I would unmute everyone and we could have a conversation. But see, if you have a question, it's over here on the right-hand side. There's like a Q&A box. You just put it in there, and then I will go ahead and see. So I see, Dorothy, you have a hand up. So on the right-hand side of the computer console right here, there's a little Q&A box. So you need to put your question in there so that I can see what your question is. Or I might be able to unmute you. Hold on. Dorothy, can you hear me? Doesn't sound like you have a mic on. Okay. All right. Now I want to do another search. Here we go. All right, Dorothy, great. I got your question. I was not able to export information. Should I use Firefox? Yes. Thanks for bringing it up. We always recommend Firefox. We're not sure why Chrome is giving us issues or Internet Explorer, but Firefox just seems to work the best. So always use Firefox when you're using probate data. Now I want to show you guys a search that's really, really powerful, and that is a search on how to find PRs that are out of state. Now, why are PRs that are living out of state? Why are those great, great leads? Put yourself in their shoes for a moment. Imagine you're a PR living in New York and you get a letter and notified someday that your uncle, Safari will work too, by the way, that your uncle or somebody in family, all of a sudden you're in charge of an estate, and that there's a home in, let's say, Brentwood, and you don't know anything about Brentwood, California. You don't know anything about real estate values here, and now all of a sudden you're in charge of it. Chances are they can rely on their research, but they will much more appreciate a local expert who knows what they're talking about, knows the local market, and so forth. Who's the local expert? You are. So that's why you want to find PRs that are out of state. So now let's go back here and look again. I want to find cases that's most likely contain real estate. I want to go back 3 months. I leave everything else blank. And then I go down here, and this is where I want you to pay close attention. I want to circle it. And I want to spend a few minutes here because this is crucial. Okay, you guys see this right here? Oops. These two fields are absolutely the big money makers. So you have a way of searching for petitioners that live in a particular state. So if you put in here, let's say California, you will find petitioners that live in California. If you put in California, Arizona, so let's say California, like CA, comma, AZ, comma, NY, and so forth, what you will get is petitioners that live in those states. So let's say you're a realtor in California. You're looking for petitioners that live in Arizona, New York, Texas, Oklahoma, Colorado. So I could go through all 50 states here and just say I want all the petitioners that live in all these other states except for California. So that's one way of doing it. The other way of doing it is just saying, you know what, I'm going to use this box right here, exclude. So when I say exclude, I say I want all the petitioners that live outside of California. So now we just made your life a lot easier, right? But I don't want files that are filed in, let's say, get rid of this. That's strange. Hold on a second. There we go. Okay. So I want all the petitioners that live outside of California, so exclude anyone that lives in California. But if I'm in Southern California, I don't want cases that were filed anywhere else besides Southern California. Let's say LA County. And again, I keep using LA County until someone tells me otherwise online. If you guys want me to use somewhere else, I can. So now what I'm doing is, okay, I'm basically saying any cases that were filed in LA County where the petitioner lives outside of California that were filed in the last 90 days. Let's see what comes up. So I got 66 cases. This is very, very powerful. And if I sort it by state, I'm going to do 100 here. So here I have Arizona, Florida, Hawaii, Maryland, Nevada, Oregon, Texas, Utah, Washington. I could just go on and on and on. But these are all cases that were filed in the last 90 days in LA County where the petitioner lives out of state. So I could literally export this whole list out to Excel or PDF and start a marketing campaign that is specifically targeted at PRs living out of state. You may not have to come up with a whole campaign. You can just change some of your headers of your marketing material and open it up with a question. Are you currently managing an estate in California? Well, yes, I am. Well, we can help. Simple stuff like that. So this is a great way of doing the search. So let me go over it one more time. I select my date range. I select contains real estate. I go down to exclude petitioner state. So I don't want anyone that lives in California. And I select the courthouses that I want to pick from, or the counties. All right. Let me see if there's any questions. I'm pretty sure Safari will work as well, Safari browser on the Mac. We haven't heard any issues with that. But if you do have issues, let me know. Just email support@probatedata. All right, guys, if there are no questions from you or no suggestions or anything, you can always reach me at support@probatedata.com, and I'll reply to those emails. And this video will be uploaded to YouTube and the members area in the next 15 minutes. The Probate Data Power Gym is designed to be roughly 20 to 30 minutes. It's just a power gym, get in, get out, get your exercise, pick up a few tips, and get back to work. So thanks for showing up today, and we'll see you next week. Bye-bye now.